it is time to see who can carry the load the best here in event number 14 as we kick it off with men's heat number 1 in AENEAS. Brandon Domain, Rob Orlando, Mike Arsenault with you at the Alliant Energy Center here at the Coliseum venue in Madison, Wisconsin. And this is a very interesting test to close out competition.
Individual event number 14 has an 8-minute time cap, Brandon. We're going to go up and down the pegboard 5 times. Then we're going to do 40 thrusters with a lightweight barbell at 85 pounds, but that's when it gets heavy. We're going to move the yoke across the floor, starting with 425 pounds, adding 140 to 565, and then we're going to add 100 more pounds and finish it up with 665 pounds for the last 33 feet.
Now, the namesake of this isn't for AENEAS Williams. It comes from a different place. For that, we go to Mike Arsenault.
Thanks, Brandon. AENEAS was a mythical hero who was the son of a Trojan prince and the goddess Aphrodite. When Troy fell, he was forced to carry his father out of the flames of the burning city. These athletes will be carrying the yoke across the competition floor.
As that will be the final element for the athletes here in heat number 1, where we have a field of 9. It's 7 games rookies in this one. The 2 veterans, Zeke Grove in lane 5, Josh Bridges in lane 4. But you like a couple of the strongman guys, including Jared Enderton in lane number 8.
No doubt that Jared Enderton has carried a yoke this heavy. At one point, he was a competitive strongman at a 300-pound body weight. So there's no way he hasn't been exposed to a yoke at this weight.
And if you like strength, you might as well look at the winner of the CrossFit Total, Royce Dunn.
Another gorilla at 225 pounds. Hopefully he's put in the time and spent time with that yoke, really heavy yoke on his back.
Athletes in heat number 1 looking to set the tone and possibly play spoilers in the points races, as we already see Marquand Jones come off the pegboard just to show how difficult this opening movement is.
That pegboard is really, really tricky. That's actually one of the things that we're looking for here, Brandon, is to be accurate and get up and down that pegboard with some speed.
Zeke Grove already through 1 rep, about to get his 2nd ascent and descent completed. His name highlighted in blue as the current leader. Everybody else will be in red. If you see a minus number next to their name, that's how many reps they are behind the lead. As it's Bridges and Grove, about to be Stevenson as well through 2 reps. There's Josh Bridges, no stranger to a pegboard. He's a former wrestler. Straight back up for Josh Bridges. We saw him have some issues with his leg, it appears, earlier, and this is nice. He doesn't have to be on his legs at all.
That was a perfect transition. You can see he got just below that red line, and without coming down all the way to the floor, there he goes to drop. That was his 5th up and down in just over 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Wow. 120 for Josh Bridges to get through the 5 reps. And he's on to 40 thrusters with the 85-pound bar.
40 thrusters. One of the things that Dave Castro did this year was to keep those advancing the barbell forward, but we're only going to move the barbell forward about a step. You can see Josh right there in the bottom left of your screen. He's the only one doing thrusters. He only advanced the bar about 2 feet forward, and it's designed to encourage these athletes to go unbroken.
Bridges opening up a giant lead. He's halfway through his set of 40 thrusters. Nobody else has completed the pegboards. All that will remain for Josh Bridges is possibly the toughest portion of this event for somebody that is one of the smaller athletes in the field, and that's the yoke.
Josh Bridges probably weighs about 175 pounds plus or minus, and that weight on the yoke is going to get up to 665 pounds. Especially if he's got a little bit of a sore knee or some kind of lower body problem going, it's not going to feel good to have that kind of weight on your back.
Bridges finally has a little bit of company with the barbell, as it's Royce Dunn 1 lane over from him. He's the 3rd man to the bar. Brandon Luckett in lane number 2. We saw him a moment ago in the pink shorts. There he is on the top of the screen. Is 2nd coming away from the pegboard. Josh Bridges, they've barely gotten to the barbell. Bridges already done with the barbell, as we're 5 minutes away from our 8-minute time cap. That is a 99-foot journey. 3 33-foot segments for Josh Bridges as he sets the tone. Good news for him, he's already completed the minimum work requirement of finishing the thrusters. Keep that in mind as we advance in this competition. Bridges will load up another set of 35-pound plates on top of the 45s and the weight of the yoke already there.
I'm not going to lie, Brandon, this is one of my personal favorite events. It allows the strong guy to show off his strength. If you can get up and down that peg cord and you put in the work on this really heavy yoke, you can do some damage to the leaderboard here.
And this was announced, I can feel the energy buzzing off you when this one was brought to our attention as Josh Bridges running away with this one. As you can see, the battle for second led by Brandon Luckett, but everybody else still at the barbell. 100 more pounds about to be added on, going from 565 to 665. Little over 300 kilos for our international viewers, and that'll be carried by Josh Bridges to the finish line if he can get 33 more feet.
This will be about 150 pounds over his body, over 3 times his body weight. So 3.5 times, almost 4 times Josh's body weight. This is a huge yoke carry relative to that body weight. Let's see if we can get that thing 33 feet.
Second man to the yoke, top of the screen in the pink shorts is Brandon Luckett, the rookie out of Texas CrossFit All-Sport. But it's one of the biggest stars over the past few years at the CrossFit Games, Josh Bridges. And this is going to be a fight for him, as you pointed out, about 4 times his body weight. And he's going to have some company as Ethan Helbig, Brandon Luckett, and Pablo Chalfun are starting to close the window. Brandon Luckett. He'll set it down with about 10 feet left until the plates. Ethan Helbig making a charge on the far right side of the screen a moment ago. And it might be Helbig on the bottom lane in terms of those at the yoke that might have the advantage as Bridges is slowing to a halt.
He looks the smoothest as he picks it up, and let's see if Josh can put this thing together. He's got to get his mind right, get yourself square underneath that yoke, fill up the chest with air, and then start to move your way across the floor.
The first one to lift it up on the far left side of the screen is Pablo Chalfun. He has to do a double take, trying to get that yoke in motion. He's drawn level with Josh Bridges, but here comes Ethan Helbig. Helbig trying to hold on to this as Chalfun is back underneath the bar, underneath the yoke. But Ethan Helbig will set the tone here at heat number 1. The rookie leading the way at 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Pablo Chalfun right behind him at 6:14. The early leader, Josh Bridges. Consider the man paid. Josh Bridges found a way to get that yoke across that final segment. He's in the 3rd spot at 6 minutes and 57 seconds.
One of the things that we talk about at the Strongman Seminar all the time is your ability to move 3 times your body weight when you're breathing really heavy on the yoke, and that was almost 4 times body weight. Huge carry for Josh Bridges.
We just saw 173-pound Josh Bridges make his way across. This is a struggle for 225-pound Royce Dunn. Put that into perspective, how heavy this yoke is. And the CrossFit total winner onto the platform at 7:47. Jared Engerton onto the platform as well at 7:49. Here comes Mitchell Stevenson in under the 8-minute time cap. And of our 9 athletes able to beat the 8-minute cap, led by Ethan Helbig, as the rookie gets his second top 10 of the final day of competition. He was 10th in the 2-stroke pull, the first event today, and he currently leads the way here in the final event of the weekend.
And Brandon, we can see early the pegboard gave some people problems. You can see Bridges made easy work of it though, up and down. He did a couple of his reps without going to the floor. You can see him just get below that red line and then make his way right back up to the top of the board. It was really impressive. He was done with the pegboard in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. As he goes into the yoke, he's added weight as he goes across the floor. That's with 565 pounds right there. And here's his heaviest carry. This is almost 4 times Josh's body weight. You can see him trying to get his mind right to get that last couple feet. But Ethan Helbig finishes really strong, makes his way across the line to come in at 6 minutes and 12 seconds for the heat win.
Josh Bridges might have stolen the show, but it's Ethan Helbig that steals the heat win as Josh Bridges, during this replay package, got a standing ovation from the crowd here in Madison. He gave him a nice little tip of the cap, as he will be our 3rd finisher, but it's Ethan Helbig, the game's rookie out of Pennsylvania, that takes this one at 6 minutes, 12.63 seconds, less than 2 seconds clear of Brazil's Pablo Chalfun. And again, Bridges in 3rd, Dunn and Enderton rounding out the top 5. But we still have a few heats remaining on the men's side. Up next, heat number 2. Welcome back to the Magic House here in Madison, as we're back at the Coliseum of the Alliant Energy Center for men's event number 14, Heat 2 in AENEAS. Brandon Domain, Rob Orlando, Mike Arsenault with you. We saw some great moments in Heat number 1. Let's see if we can get some more here in Heat 2.
Well, Brandon, event number 14 has an 8-minute time cap. We're going to go up and down the pegboard 5 times. Then it's 40 thrusters with a lightweight 85-pound barbell. but that's when things get heavy. With the yoke, 425 pounds is going to be our starting weight. We're going to carry it 33 feet increments. We're going to add 140 pounds once, and then we're going to add 100 pounds to finish it off at 665 pounds.
That last 100 pounds is the game changer based on what we saw a bit ago. Here in heat number 2, 9 more athletes to take the floor, including a couple of strong men. One of which being your speed clean and jerk ladder winner, Nick Urankar.
Well, when looking at the list and trying to pick a winner here, I just picked a couple of gorillas that I thought would do well on this yoke, because the yoke is going to take up almost half the event itself. So, Nicholas Urankar, good luck to you, buddy.
Another strong athlete, former linebacker at Northeastern, Craig Kenny.
Same thing here. I went down the list and tried to pick some guys that I thought would be able to shift some weight.
Underway in heat number 2. The time they're chasing belongs to Ethan Helbig. 6 minutes, 12.63 seconds.
Just to give you some reference here, Brandon, we saw the earlier heat done with the pegboard at about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So that's 5 ascents up and down, 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Now, one thing we didn't see utilized there was the ability to rebound yourself. Once both pegs go underneath the red line, you can return to the top. What else are you looking for here, though, aside from efficiency there?
Well, very simply, Brandon, we're looking for accuracy and speed up and down the pegboard, obviously, because we try to limit mistakes there. You don't want to have to drop a peg and go get another one from one of the judges. But also, it just pays to be strong. If you haven't practiced putting that really heavy yoke on your back, then you're missing something in your training. So the guy who's got experience putting 6, 7, even 800 pounds on their back, they're going to do well here.
Urankar and Agidius through 3 pegboard ascents. Urankar was the first to do so. His name highlighted in blue as the leader. Everybody else in red, a minus number indicating how many reps they are behind the lead. There is Frederick Agidius. He has been very, very smooth through these pegboard ascents and descents. And on to the thrusters for Agidius. 85-pound bar, they'll advance it forward, basically just 1 step every 10 repetitions, and that 1 step was done for a reason.
It was done exactly for that, Brandon, just to try to encourage the athletes to go unbroken. Traditionally, we've seen that separated by 5 or even 10 feet, which allows the athletes to drop the bar, roll it forward, and then pick it back up. But Dave Castro is trying to drive the intensity up, so you put that marker right out in front of you, and it encouraged you to not drop the barbell.
Frederick Agidius did not take the bit on that one as he broke it up after that 10th rep, dropping it and advancing it forward. Nick Urankar on the near side of the screen working with the barbell. He has still gone unbroken to this point as he's working on his 20th rep. And he will drop it at the halfway point, but finds himself in the lead by a fraction of a second over Agidius. If Urankar is the first one to the yoke, that might be trouble for everybody else here in this heat. Urankar on the right, Agidius on the left. Third and fourth in the heat are in the lanes between them. That would be Alex Smith in third, Sean Sweeney in fourth.
See a bunch of athletes dropping the bar. You can see they're probably getting ready to do that last set of 10 or so reps just before they get and get to work on the yoke itself. It allows you to clear yourself mentally so that you can get to work and start to move that yoke quickly across the floor.
At the 3-minute mark, Nick Urankar making his way towards the yoke. Starts with 425 pounds.
I like his foot speed. It's really, really quick and stable. You can see the yoke isn't moving at all left, right, or forward, back. That was a strong carry. Hopefully he can keep it together as he adds 140 pounds.
I promise you those are real weights that are on the bottom of that yoke, despite the speed that Urankar and Agidius moved that implement the first 33 feet. I like the strategy that we saw there too. Urankar wheeling 2 plates back to the back row instead of walking back and forth each time.
That's a guy who's lifted lots of weights in his gym. You got to be efficient when you're loading and unloading.
Sean Sweeney in the 3rd spot, but as he gets to the 35-pound plates, Agidius and Urankar moving away from them. And let's get a quick update from Mike Arsenault.
We're seeing a couple different strategies on how to hold the yoke in terms of hand position. A couple guys holding it like a back squat. Sean Sweeney has his arms wrapped around the vertical stanchions. Rob, what's the most effective way to move the yoke down the floor?
Mike, honestly, one of the things that I look for is just shoulder flexibility. If you've got the flexibility to put your hands on the crossbar itself, the horizontal piece, that tends to work really well. If you lack that flexibility, people tend to hold the uprights. Either way is just fine.
Well, there's a couple different ways to get there, but the one that's the fastest belongs to Frederick Agidius. Will pull a bit of an upset over Victor Urankar on the yoke carry. He'll take the heat, and the new time to beat at 4:47. Urankar, the strongest man in the field, will wind up number 2 here in the heat. Number 2 provisionally with 2 heats remaining as he comes across the line at 5:05. Sean Sweeney loaded up, ready to go in the 3rd position. But he's going to have to catch Elliott Simmons. See Elliott in the background in all black. They'll both drop it, which will open up the window for Con Porter. All 3 of them about level with each other. This is still under the prior time to beat. Sweeney moving faster but in smaller chunks. And Con Porter's going to go from 5th to 3rd on the yoke carry. And he will be in at 5 minutes 41 seconds. Simmons and Sweeney just inching the yoke forward at this point. And Elliott Simmons will make it onto the platform at 5 minutes and 59 seconds. And Sean Sweeney will hop up onto the platform and close out his weekend at 6:11. The top 5 in the heat will be the top 5 in the overall standings in this event after heat number 2. Craig Kenny across at 6:17. Tim Paulson at 6:21. Alex Smith closing in on the finish line. And he will make it across at 6:33. John Colte, the last man remaining.
A lot of these athletes tend to use the yokes in their training now, but the question is, have they used it at a really heavy weight in multiples of their body weight, 3, even 4 times their own body weight?
It has proved to be easy to shoulder the load when you get the crowd behind you here in Madison, as it's 10,000 strong in the Coliseum. Willing John Colte across the line at 7:06, 9th in the heat, 12th in the event, but your new event leader and Heat 2 winner is Frederick Agidius at 4:47.
Well, Brandon, I absolutely love this event because there's so many different variables. You can see Paulson on the left-hand side of your screen drop off the pegboard. That's incredibly frustrating for a guy that can get up and down there. But it was Urankar off to an early lead. He was almost 20 seconds slower on the thrusters than Heat 1, but he was way faster through the first 2 carries. And you can see Frederick Agidius, as he's making his way across with that second weight, that's where he caught Urankar. He loads up the next 100 pounds and picked up the yoke and easily shifted it across the floor with 665 pounds. That was an incredible performance by Freddie Agidius.
He gives up size compared to Urankar. He also gives up the strength numbers, but he still found a way to get across the line ahead of Nicholas Urankar. So 4:47, the only time thus far under the 5-minute mark. That is held by Frederick Agidius, Nick Urankar, Con Porter. Round out the top 3 in the heat and the event standings with 2 heats remaining, as we have heat number 3 just a few moments away.
4 days, 13 events have brought us to this point. We have reached the final test of the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. It is AENEAS. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland alongside Bill Grundler. Mike Arsenault is on the competition floor, and we welcome back an old friend, the pegboard.
Yeah, you know, it's something old, but then something extremely heavy, and I think you can go right through that list and look at the last number, 665 on a yoke carry. That's no joke, and it will present a very unique problem for these athletes.
10 men on the floor looking to get themselves into the top 10 of the overall standings, and 2 veterans looking to do just that. The 2015 fittest man on earth, Ben Smith, and a man who has never finished lower than 6 at the CrossFit Games, Scott Panchik.
You know, Ben Smith has to do something good here. He's 42 points out of that top 10 position. I think he wants to go out on a high note. Pegboard stuff he does really well in, and I know that he can carry around a lot of weight. Same thing with Scott Panchik. It's the same position. He's 28 points out of that top 10, and he's never been outside the top 10. So I think for him, he just wants to put himself back in that spot. He's the most consistent CrossFitter we have. I want to see something big on that yoke carry from Scott.
Third heat of the final event is underway. And we start with 5 ascents up and down that pegboard.
And I tell you what, if you have not mastered the pegboard yet as a CrossFit Games athlete, then you are sorely mistaken in your training. You need to beat the pegboard, and that just means get through those 5. It should not even be an issue, because where the real part of this event comes into are those yokes. It is heavy, and if you haven't trained with that weight, then your central nervous system is in for a rude awakening.
Logan Collins is now through 2. That is why his name is highlighted in the blue box at the top of your screen, as he is the leader in this heat. Ben Smith also through 2. Adrian Moonviller, Scott Panchik, and Saxon Panchik. The 2 brothers are right behind them. The time to beat belongs to Frederick Agidius, 4:47.32 seconds.
Again, right there in the center of your screen, looking very confident, moving up and down. Now you see that right there is a touch and go, so that red line is where they have to get both pegs below. Kind of taking a page out of his own brother's handbook, did the exact same thing. Both pegs have to be below the line, then both have to go to the top holes.
Logan Collins is now through 4 of those 5. Logan is in lane number 9 as Scott Panchik continues to work his way back up the pegboard, and Logan Collins now moves to the barbell.
And I think for Logan, this is an important thing. He needs to get through those the pegboard ascents and those thrusters as fast as possible to give himself as much time on that yoke carry. He's one of the smaller athletes in the field, definitely in this particular heat, and he is going to need all the time he could get to move those 3 different weights on the yoke all the way down the floor.
Collins is through 17 of the 45 total reps he needs to complete before he can move on to the 425-pound yoke, and he's dealing with a couple of no reps here.
You know, that's not what you want. You don't want to ever add more work to your plate. So he doesn't need. Look, the weight's not that heavy for these guys. They can't choose to go unbroken, but this is not what the event is about. Be smart, get through those reps, try to keep that heart rate down and that breathing rate down so that you can have a very tight core when you go underneath that yoke.
Ben Smith currently sits in second place. He's on to his thrusters at 85 pounds. He has to complete 40 reps, and he is now 6 reps back of Logan Collins.
You can see Ben just rip that bar right off the floor. It's not a big deal. This is more of an annoyance for these athletes, just setting themselves up for that yoke carry.
Logan Collins getting closer to that 45 rep mark. He is on the right side of your screen. The problem for Logan Collins is he's only 172 pounds, and that first yoke weighs 425.
I mean, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight for anybody.
That's the first one. You know, you got to realize that as you become more and more fatigued in this event, you get heavier and heavier and heavier on that yoke. So it's a unique challenge, definitely.
Josh Bridges in the very first heat, that final yoke at 665 was almost 4 times his body weight. Now Logan Collins getting himself set underneath that 425-pound yoke, has to carry it 33 feet, so no problem so far for Logan Collins. They stop right before the red line, and then they reload it and make it heavier. 565 is the next yoke, and Scott Pantic has moved in to second place. He and Logan Collins, the only two men on the yoke. The time to beat Frederick Agidius, 4:47.32 seconds. That is in the upper left-hand part of your screen. And now Ben Smith on his first yoke carry. No problem for the first three athletes on that yoke. And Alex Anderson, who should have the advantage here. He's in the blue, just approaching that first checkpoint. He is done, and he will reload his yoke to 565 pounds. And Logan Collins, all 172 pounds of him, is hauling that 565-pound yoke unbroken. And now he puts 4 more weights on, and it will weigh 665 pounds. Every carry, every line they cross is going to count as a repetition.
And Scott, I'm surprised to see he's having a little bit of a difficulty there, even stopping in the middle. You don't see Ben Smith having a problem. He was able to get all the way through. Now, one thing that I noticed going back to Logan Collins, he was taking some large steps with each one of those steps with that heavier weight. That makes it very difficult because you literally have all the weight on each leg. Very short, choppy steps is going to be your best move. Trying to keep those skids as flat as possible.
Logan Collins, 665 pounds on his back, marching towards the finish. And Logan Collins will take the heat.
I am thoroughly impressed by Logan.
Ben Smith is in. And now there goes Scott Panchik across the finish line. Alex Anderson, who made quick work of those yokes, is in. That is Lucas Esslinger, one of the two men from Switzerland here in the field. He is the leader on the floor, and Esslinger is across. Saxon Panchik, Adrian Moonviller, the other Swiss athlete. Dean Linder-Layton and James Newbury still on the competition floor, as is Roy Gamboa. And that is Saxon Panchik. And the younger brother is in. Adrian Moonviller, your leader on the floor. More than 2 minutes to go before we hit the 8-minute time cap. Moonviller inching closer, and his 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games come to a close. Here comes Dean Linder-Layton, the rookie out of Australia. Two Australians and an American still on the floor. James Newbury's in the background. He's the other Australian. That's Roy Gamboa. Dean Linder-Layton is in. Not yet. Has to get the middle portion across the green line completely. And now Dean Linder-Layton will finish up. That leaves James Newbury, the only competitor on the competition floor. Newbury got off to a great start in this competition. He finished second in the opening event. James Newbury is across the finish line, and with that, all 10 men in the third heat of AENEAS finish the test. Logan Collins did it the fastest, and he just missed the time to beat, but he is right now sitting in second place in the event with 1 heat to go. From the smallest guy in the heat, but made quick work of the pegboards, and that set him up nicely going into the other
Absolutely
movement.
Incredible. But we started off, and I thought Ben Smith was going to handle the pegboards, which he did. You saw that touch and go, getting both those pegs just below that red line. We saw Logan Collins was super fast. First off the board and was trying to really push the thrusters. He got a no rep there. Had to kind of bring it down. But here's the thing. You would not expect to see the smallest guy in the field get the fastest time. Started off very smooth on that first run. In the second run, I thought we were going to see a little bit of a hang-up. You could see him struggling with those steps. And guess what? That second round, I saw Scott Panchik put the yoke down. So we knew that, okay, maybe Logan is a little bit better than this than what we thought. But that final stretch, 665 pounds, unbroken, across the floor by the smallest guy, lightest guy in the field. Unbelievable job. That was massive.
Logan Collins' time wins the heat. Right now, second place in the event. Ben Smith takes second, followed by Scott Panchik as the two of them look to work their way in the top 10. We do have one heat to go. Alex Anderson fourth, and Lucas Esslinger rounding out the top 5. We have one heat to go for the men, but they will step aside and hand things off to the women. The final test for the women is up next at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games.